This is for many parents, but especially those in Colorado, Connecticut, Illinois, Maine, Michigan, New Hampshire, Ohio, Rhode Island, West Virginia, Idaho. You are in the states that strongly, that maybe almost forcefully, put SAT in front of your students as their standardized in-school test. The ACT is available, but it's downplayed. So a lot of students don't even realize that this ACT may be the better test for them. States that are neutral or actually push the ACT have kids with the ACT firmly on their radar screens. You should too, because the ACT for many kids is more advantageous. There is no difference in how colleges weigh ACT versus SAT. There's no regionalization anymore. There's no thought that one test is more serious than another. It's whatever the students choose to put forth in front of the college admissions committees, they have equal weight. ACT's advantage is twofold. One, a little bit easier to coach. Two, for kids who need to study in the fall or winter, better scheduling. Okay, there's a big gap that the SAT doesn't have tests offered until mid-March. We'd like to see more kids, as long as they are comfortable with science, at least tolerating science, okay? You don't have to be good at it. Just don't hate it, don't fear it. The ACT is probably at least as good of a test for you as the SAT. I'm not saying to throw out the SAT, a lot of kids do both, but please include the ACT. The other reason is forthcoming. It's not a guarantee, but I expect that by late 2023, students taking the ACT will have single section testing. Now that makes life so much better for a kid who wants to be super scored, and all kids want to be, because it gives you the best benefit of the earlier test that you did best in certain sections, and a later test that you do well on other sections. But kids don't like to take all 4 sections on a given Saturday. Well, if and when single section testing comes through, it means these Saturdays are not 4-hour endeavors. They're 90 minutes at most to do 2 sections that you want to do well on. Not a bad deal. It's not been formally announced. The ACT has toyed with doing single section testing. The reason I'm pretty convinced they will come forward and do this sometime in 2023 is that the SAT is getting a march on them with online testing. Sounds really appealing. So the ACT wanting to compete with that, compete for students, and even compete for more states that would have statewide testing in their favor, I think they're going to make it that much easier for students. Your students become the beneficiaries of the first year the ACT does this. When everyone else catches up, it might not be that advantageous. But in year 1, single section testing, you'll take advantage of, whereas other people won't. So please consider it if it's not on your radar screen now. ACT.org is the place to find more. I'm Mark Greenstein for Ivy Bound.